Well, hello, welcome to I Love Gay today. And we are back in South Africa. And we are here with Ms. Campbell from Johannesburg. How are you?
I am pretty tight, pretty constricted, but I'm lovely.
Well, you look fabulous.
Thank you so much.
But no, it's interesting. There's a lot going on. In fact, as I was describing earlier, we've actually interviewed Shanae O'Brien and actually we also had in the music world from South Africa, AJ. But there's like this whole world of LGBTQ life in South Africa that's just emerging on social media now.
You won't believe it. And I think it's merely the generation that I've come from the 90s. I think a lot of us are just realizing that there's no time in the present to make sure that you are seen and you are heard for whichever reason you want to be. So it's it's a lovely thing to be a part
But what sets you apart is that for 3 years now you have
of.
the honor and the title of Miss Drag South Africa.
That is absolutely correct. So, yeah, I was crowned. I entered the competition late 2019, and then the pandemic just crept up on us, and we were all told to be secluded and stuff. So, we waited to hear about the competition, and then later on, they just sent us a big catalog of things that we needed to accomplish throughout the time, where literally had to become the muse, the mannequin, the photographer, you became the designer, you became
Yeah.
what a drag queen really is, somebody who creates something out of nothing. So that's also the main initiative and why I entered Miss Drag South Africa is because
Yeah.
I'm a multifaceted human being and I've got so many skills at the moment and I just turned 30. So I feel like a well accomplished human being. So
Yeah.
it's been an absolute amazing journey.
I love that. And I noticed when I was researching and reading more about Miss Drag South Africa overall, it seems to set itself apart. It says we are drag with a purpose.
Correct. So that's the main ethos behind the whole pageant. It is a national pageant here in South Africa. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, it is the highest national title a drag queen or a drag performer could have in South Africa. So
Yeah.
I am heavily honored and like it's just something else for 3 years. So I really gotten to push my agenda and push my vision that I would love to see for younger generations and just for queer artists who are out there.
Yeah. But you've been doing this since what, 2015?
You could say 2015, 2016, because
Yeah.
it was Pride that kicked off my whole initiative when it came to participating with Pride, because Pride was just somewhere where I dressed up just for the fun of it, because I'm somebody who loves a theme. So when they said embody your queerness, I literally embodied my queerness. Like I wanted to show people that being a designer and being somebody who is a creative, you don't really have to like play down on your skills because people want to see things. People love shiny things. People love to touch things. I really just went off the fact that how people were fascinated and young kids were just so drawn to me when they saw the color, when they saw the presence. So it was a big push for me when it came to Pride because
Yeah.
everybody got to get together. And I really got to put all my skills to use.
Well, it shows. In fact, let's take a moment here and take a look at some of your clips from Pride and so forth.
You wanna feel your lips on mine all the time and be who you wanna be with. Enough of these games, I don't have time for this. You keep your distance, or at least you try. You have so much resistance. Why won't you feel what you wanna feel?
I love those. And but it's interesting because we see that side of you, but by day, or your normal part of life, you're a robotics engineer. That blows my mind.
It is one of the most impressive skills I think I have, because
Yeah,
I literally teach kids how to build robots and how to code them to
yeah,
literally complete the skills that you want, because it is based around education. So you literally have to create a concept for kids to accomplish. You've got to have an end goal, you've got to have like an initiation. So it is like a whole school syllabus, but just a lot more fun and has a
yeah.
lot more aspects when it comes to getting involved and coming up with a solution.
Yeah. No, as a side note, you may not know about me. I was an aerospace engineer once upon a time.
That is insane.
There's a few of us out there. Like, look at us now. Who would have
Yeah,
known?
who would have known people are just out here smart, queer, and fabulous? So
you know, and we talk about that side of your life, but I was reading something that really caught me. It really did, which was just that you were born and raised in a part of Johannesburg where you had stated that was the only part of Johannesburg where people of color were allowed to live. Um, that's
well,
that's wild.
well, not really just like, well, it's known for where colored people really picked up the banner in Westbury, the area of Johannesburg that I come
Yeah,
from,
yeah,
because there is your El Dorado Park where people of color did come from and branch out into other suburbs around Johannesburg. So
yeah,
for me, Westbury was such a close-knit community. It was legitimately a box. So if you looked at it on a box, it
yeah,
literally was four corners. And I literally lived on the border. So I didn't even get to experience the full-fledged viciousness that this community did have, because there was a
yeah.
lot of drugs, there was a lot of violence, there was a lot of gangs. There was a moment where I was walking with my mom and my sister, and some drive-by just happens, and my nephew got shoved into a bush. I just stood there because I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a guy up in the window, like with the gun and stuff. I just stood there
Ugh.
because I was so drawn back by this, because it's something that you only see in a movie. But
Yeah, yeah,
if you think about how real life stories happen, it's just crazy that I found or my parents really pushed me into making sure that my skills got developed, because I did find out that I had like ADHD and ADD when I was younger. So I grew out of that when I came into my matric year. So
yeah,
it was a whole entire journey of just learning to accept the community I came from, and realizing that there wasn't a queer body that I could go and confide in. But I did have a lot of queer friends who we created groups and made
yeah,
sure that we pushed our agenda as much as we possibly could, even if it was
yeah.
in sports or academics.
Well, I was diagnosed with ADHD as a child as well, and look at us. We have so
Look
much in
how big the
common.
brains are. Look
I
how
know.
massive the brains are.
Do
It's like those sort of kids really needed a push. Like for
yeah,
us,
yeah,
like they try to dampen a lot of the smarts by thinking we were overactive and stuff, when
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't. Just needed to point us in the right direction where we could thrive.
And look at us now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but you speaking of the where you grew up, yeah, but you go back there every once in a while, right? You kind of there's some
Correct. Yes, I run a feeding kitchen with my mom in the community of Westbury every
yeah,
Tuesday and Friday, where we feed a maximum of 700 to 800 people on each of those days. So
yeah,
and my parents are still there. So I still have a really strong and deep connection with that place, because a lot of them are seeing me now fully
yeah,
embrace myself, even in the community. Like, didn't think a lot of parents would have been so drawn to me in
yeah,
terms of realizing the talent and realizing that there are other avenues for queer bodies or even just children to find avenues to make sure your skills got.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really been an honor.
Well, what's on the horizon, especially as we enter 2023 soon? Any exciting things coming up?
There's just so much, and
Yeah,
throughout my 3-year journey now, it's like there's so many milestones that have come and have gone. At
yeah,
the moment, I'm a very big judge at the moment in South Africa. I've been on multiple judges panels for many pageants that have existed here in Joburg. Might it have been for smaller individuals or even older individuals as well. So yeah, I'm going to be on the panel for the Royal ZA pageant, which is also a national pageant for I would say straight people. It's really aimed for straight people. So I'm just there to make sure that the representation is shown, and Pride is coming as well here in Joburg. It's going to be the 1st of October. It is really going to be our kickoff within the next few days. I am doing a lot of things with a magnitude of different people throughout the Pride month. So stay tuned and keep an eye out on my socials. You'll be able to find out a lot more about what's going on and what's my journey.
You said it for me. That's what I was going to say, is that I'm going to pay attention to you. I'm going to follow you. I follow you on Twitter, but I know you're quite active on Facebook and Instagram. And so wherever somebody may be.
Yeah, I'm a lover of Instagram, because Instagram is the place where you can really captivate a moment in time where it's not just stuck in your mind. You'll be able to go and reference it later on. So I have a deep love for Instagram.
And I saw you're on TikTok too.
I couldn't have really on TikTok. I just enjoy TikTok's content, and it allows me to utilize graphics and stuff that I've also got under my belt, because I've got 5 different qualifications from 4 different universities at the moment. So I just finished my studies as well with the Miss Drag SA title. So when it came to Drag with a Purpose, they really did branch out to make sure that the winner of the contest really felt like they were actually doing drag with the purpose. So it's been lovely.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to following and paying attention and seeing where you go. And mostly, I'm just glad you were able to take a few moments of your time and kind of share a bit of your story with our audience here.
Absolutely. As much as I can show people across the world that drag is really all over the world. It's not just a bunch of drag queens saying that it's all over the world. She really has influenced the world by her name, RuPaul Charles. She really needs to know that it is pushing boundaries where people in countries are doing drag we would never have thought.
Yeah, that's very inspiring. So, but it's great to see you here, and thanks so much for being here.
An absolute pleasure. Take care, everybody.
So good.